Good afternoon, YouTubers. T-Square with T-Square Talk. So, a lot of people have been asking what's going on with the chickens. So I figured today I would do a quick video. It just happened to be food pickup day, so I pick up scraps for these guys. The garden is pretty well wiped out, and when it gets like that, I resort back to letting them have the whole garden and giving them all the scraps from in town. So as you can see, they got a lot of different little stuff to pick from. They love it. They go through, certain things go fast, and other stuff takes a little bit longer. So, but this is good too. Whoop. I did not put my finger in the corner of that screen. I apologize, guys. Some people, that drives them nuts, and it would drive me nuts too. But so as you can see, they're getting to pick through it. It's exhausting. A lot of boxes of food. I still got another 20 in my truck to haul back here. But they'll pick through it. They'll pick and choose what they like to eat. The next day or two, they'll pretty much wipe out everything. Anything they don't that they don't eat will be ground up into their compost. And then periodically I'll get a couple 55-gallon barrels full of cow manure, throw it in here, rototill it in, along with some other stuff. I'm not big on buying fertilizer because it costs a lot of money. I try not to spend much money on the stuff that I am big into, kind of like this. Ultimately, it's about make and do. I'm trying to rely less on the system, and that's kind of like the way I like to do it. I know some people, they have their homestead and they go to the grocery store or the Tractor Supply and they buy their chicken feed, and that's good. I was there at one point until I found a bunch of places that have started giving me tons of stuff, and these guys literally will tear into it. It will also attract bugs, and as the bugs come in to eat the vegetables, they'll come in and they'll eat the bugs. So it works out really good. It's a good way to be. If for those of you that don't know anybody, maybe you don't know anyone that can hook you up, if you look around, you'll be surprised what you can find. Talking to restaurants, I mean, restaurants would be a prime place if you ask them if you can put a big barrel there, and they'll, fill it with scrap food. It will give you a huge edge. Now, I know, should the grid go down, and if you think about it, if the grid goes down, we're not going to be able to rely on society that much. I mean, it's going to be what you can do and what you have that will be key. One of the things that I want to make note of, obviously the grocery stores that I get this stuff from, I won't be able to rely on them either, because if the grid goes down, I may not be able to even get my vehicle to come and pick up the stuff. And then on top of that, will they even have stuff? You look at Venezuela right now, and in the past, years, a lot of supply issues going on. And, I've had people comment on this stuff. They're like, man, some of that food looks pretty good still. And it is. I mean, you could pick off one of these lettuces. You could take this mango right here, cut off that little blemish right there, maybe work on the other side. That's not going to go in the scrap in a place like Venezuela, where they're short on any food. People would eat that. Here in the U.S., we've gotten spoiled. And just day to day. This watermelon had looked brand new when I threw it, but I threw it as high as I could. I mean, you look at that lettuce right there, a little brown, but it would still be edible. We live in a wasteful society, guys, and it's a shame that we've gotten that way. I believe that will eventually come to an end. I'm a little out of breath from hauling all these boxes, but I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about this tonight, just because a lot of people just aren't prepared. They take for granted, and I'll be the first one to say there was a time when, I was real picky about what I eat. Real picky. I'm talking, if it had a blemish on it, oh no, I don't want that one. And at the time, I had someone joke with me. because back then I was into prepping a little bit, but it was more about buying stuff. Buying stuff that I never really used, and I had it, and if something went down, I was going to be okay. But the person had commented to me, oh, how are you going to make it to the end of the world if you're afraid to eat something with a blemish like that? So then it wasn't long after that I started learning how to cook a whole lot better, working at some restaurants, and I see what restaurants do now. A lot of restaurants will cut off the blemished area, and you know they'll cook it. They're gonna cook it. I know something like that they're not gonna, but you take something like this, little yellowing on it, but not the end of the world. Kind of scary when you think about how much we waste here in America. But I understand. If you're going to spend top dollar on your food, you're going to get food that looks nice, that tastes good, that's real pretty, that's going to last a while in your fridge. It's just something to think about, you know. So if you're kind of afraid to cut off a bad part, a little bit of brown on something. I had someone the other day tell me, I can't remember what it was. Oh, I think it was like a canned good, and it had expired, and she was throwing them away. And I said, are you kidding me? There ain't nothing wrong with that. It's in a can. Oh, no, the expiration date. I'm like, that's not an expiration date. It's a best buy date. I don't know. I'm not eating it. I'm not taking a chance. Another thing was some chips. One of my friends, his wife had a big bag or a big box of like 10 different types of chips. And it was the variety pack. You know, those things at the store are pricey. You know, you get the Cool Ranch Doritos, the cheese Doritos. They had just expired the day before. And he was going to throw them away. And he's like, I know you don't mind expiration dates. Do you want it? I said, heck yeah. And I ate 2 bags. And his wife was telling him, dude, if he gets sick and he has to go to the hospital, he might want to sue you. I was like, dude, first of all, I wouldn't sue you. Second of all, you're not going to get sick from eating a bag of chips a day old. I mean, chips are, you know, they might get stale. Think about the preservatives they put in a lot of food that we eat. I mean, this stuff is designed to last. Now, I know if it's moldy cheese, then I probably wouldn't do it. If it's bad milk, I probably wouldn't use it. But certain stuff, I mean, I actually was watching one channel. He was making cheese out of expired milk that started curdling a little bit. And at first I was like, that sounds weird. But the more I watched it, the more I understood, and the more he explained it. So, you know, it's something I want people to know, to think about. A lot of people haven't seen my chickens in a while, so I kind of wanted to show them and put up a video tonight of that instead of just a package opening video. I'm kind of running out of package opening videos anyway. I still got a few, but I'm not really buying a whole lot right now. Just because, you know, silver's funny right now. 25% premiums, gold, big premiums. I mean, you're talking, let's see, roughly 8% premiums, I think, on gold. Some, you know, $100 extra, $120 for a gold eagle. You know, that's, to me, that's a little more than I want to spend. Boy, that one's so pretty right there. I love that chicken right there. Even though this one over here is my oldest one. Oreo. Let's see if I can get her. Show you guys. That little white one. She's my oldest one. She used to follow my son around when my son was little. But, so with that being said, I'm going to wrap up the video tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I wanted to give people a wrap up on the chickens. Haven't done one in a while. I've been on the fence of starting to debate pulling out the incubator and hatching a bunch. Even though we're going into fall pretty soon. I know it's still hot summer, but, you know, I want to kind of debate and getting ready, and who knows? I mean, if things start really breaking down, I don't want to go too overboard in case it doesn't get too bad. But, I mean, just the price of eggs. Look at the price of eggs, guys. Eggs are getting horrible. Today, I went to H-E-B, 18 eggs, 5 something. It was either H-E-B or Walmart. That I looked at that. I went to both stores. So, but with that being said, let me know in the description below if you made it to the end. What's eggs go for at your place? What's the deal on your eggs? How much are you paying? I'd love to know. So, thank you all for watching, and hope to see you guys again on T-Square Talk. You guys take care. Have a great one. Bye-bye.